Greetings, everybody. A good Erev Shabbos, Parsha Shmos. I don't know, and there's a famous allusion to the Rambam about, I remember hearing from Rabbi Tauber, Israel Tauber, years ago, some remez, allusion to the Rambam. Parsha Shmos is always his Yahrtzeit. If you look in our Parsha sheets and go to our website and do a search for Rambam, right? There's so much material we have on the Rambam. So today it says Yahrtzeit. It was just could not right. We just couldn't go by Yoram's Yahrtzeit, not do Rambam. My two Rabbeim, my Rabbi Mufakim, Yaakov Weinberg, and Moshe Shapiro, Zichron Livracha, were big Rambam men. And the very fact that we are doing Daf Yomi and Rif, which, by the way, it's true, we missed 2 days, but we're way ahead of the curve. We're already in the middle of the third parak in Rif, in Brachas in Rif. So not to worry, that's one of the advantages of doing Rif. You're way ahead of the Daf Yomi curve. So not to worry about that. But even the fact that we do Rif is also, that's what the Rambam advocated. So, like I said, it's the Rambam's Yahrtzeit today. Let everything we do be Li Nishmas Rabbeinu Moshe Ben Maimon be Melitz Yosher for us and all Klal Yisrael. Please go to the website evanjasia.com. Do /Rambam. You'll see so much there, so much material. So please, if you just go to the homepage, you'll see there's a Rambam banner. On the, if you do just a general site search. So please take advantage. Rambam Yahrtzeit Minetz Yosher for all Klal Yisrael. Okay. I think we are up to the bottom paragraph. I used the Kapach version, bottom paragraph on page Vav. This is the Rambam's second introduction to the Moreh. It's about the book, what the book will cover. So just finished, what the agenda of the book is. It'll explain the hard things in the prophecies, the psukim, and he's also going to deal with some chazals. He's going to deal with all the hard prophecies that that are hard for a thinking, rational person to deal with. Because if you take these psukim literally, they contradict rational thought. So Ram's going to show how the educated, rational person who is deeply religious and learned reconcile the two. Because a lot of times these prophecies were just metaphors for deeper ideas, and they were not meant to be taken literally. Now, the Rambam also said, I'll say this outside because I think we did it, but I'm not 100% sure. The Rambam said that in this book, which is the Guide to the Perplexed, to help the rational person be at peace with the things in the Chumash and the Tanakh that are hard to understand. So the Rambam says that he's not going to finish the discussion. Excuse me a second. He's not going to finish the discussion of a topic all in one place, because when you speak about deep things, you should kind of scramble it in a code, right? Speak about a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's buzzwords to buzzwords for a thinking person to, latch on to. And, for the person who's educated, sometimes a hint just pushes his mind in the right direction, because deep and sensitive ideas, you don't want to leave wide open for the fool to misuse. The fool will misunderstand it and truly misuse it. And so if you're putting things in a book, right, which is, could be widely purchased and widely distributed, you have to keep these sensitive ideas shielded from the fools that will misunderstand and misuse. So therefore, sometimes he's going to just speak in code, and sometimes he's going to scramble, deciphering a particular psukim or a nevuah. He'll speak a little bit about it here, a little bit about it in a different chapter, and makes it very clear that we're going to have to cross-reference many chapters in the Moreh to make proper sense out of it. Okay, so Befar Biarbachi Borenu Bahalacha, now explained in our halachic work. He's referring to the Mishnah Torah and the in Hilchos Yisodei Torah and in Hilchos Tshuva. Klol Misug Zever Yonim Rabin. Right, we spoke about these types of things, and we also there dropped a lot of hints. Like the Rambam was widely criticized. That in his Hilchos Yisodei Torah, where he claims to talk about Maisa Bracious and Maisa Merkava, especially his discussion of Maisa Bracious in chapters 3 and 4, seems to be like medieval chemistry. Like, what's the big secret? Chastai ben Kreskas criticized him for that. Some things he said about the first two prakim were also, criticized for, either it's very basic philosophy or it may not even be true. Okay, but that's a little more complex. But particularly what he said, in chapters 3 and 4, that's basic chemistry. You call that Maisa Bracious, but the Rambam over there dropped a hint, like he's saying over here, I dropped hints over there. And Rambam said, explaining explaining why it has to be this way and why it can't be any other way. That's what the secret is of Maisa Bracious. And the same thing in the first two chapters, explaining why it's this way and why it can't be any other way. That's where the secret is. That's where the secret lays. That's where it's secret. It's called Soid. Right? So he says over there also, I was very careful in my Mishnah Torah, and with this, this should be very reassuring to people. Like the Rambam is so strict about not giving away secrets. And then he writes Hilchos Yisodei Torah, and he meant for the Mishnah Torah to be learned by all Jews. It's a universal book. They felt any Jew could know this book cold, right? And here he's giving away things that are very delicate secrets, but no, it's encoded. It's what's subtly hinted to. It's what's between the words, what's between the lines. It's only that, it's cleverly coded that the educated person sees amazing things in what he wrote that the uneducated person just doesn't see. He just sees medieval chemistry and the most basic metaphysics that's not dangerous to teach to anybody. It's the intelligent people, and Ramos makes it clear, it's understand, bir ikrim elu. It's like to explain these ideas. It's inner explanation why, what it really means and why it has to be, why it can't be any other way. That's where the secret is. Right? So we explain back there in Hilchos Yisodei Torah that Maisa Bracious are the sciences of nature. It's about how the world is constructed. U'Maaseh Merkava and Maaseh Merkava is the divine science, which means how God administers the world. It's what we know about God. B, how He administers the world, which has to do with angels because He uses them as instruments. And we explained, the Ram brings over there in Hilchos Yisodei Torah that what Chazal warn us that, especially Maisa Merkava, we talk about what we know about God, what the Torah revealed to us about God, and about how He administers the world, Hanhaga, how He's manik, that's Merkava, how He's driving the world. Over there, he invoked the famous Chazal that Maisa Merkava, you don't even teach it to one person openly. You don't explain these things openly. These are secrets. So even to a person who could understand it, you have to be careful. If you could really understand it, you hint to him. You give him Roshei Prokim, right? And he has to, figure it out for himself. So, also in this Sefer, the Moreh Nevuchim, this is very important. In this book, it's Roshei Prokim. When he talks about secrets, and people criticize, well, that's a secret, or that's what Chazal meant. No, it's Roshei Prokim. The Rambam's being very vigilant. Yeah, that's the right word. Very, very careful not to give away secrets. He's following the footsteps of Chazal, right? Of being very, very cautious about not giving away sensitive material, to be misunderstood and misused, right? So this book, the Moreh Nevuchim, which is going to touch about, on such philosophical ideas that have to do with my separation, my Merkava, for sure, you should know this book is Rashi Prakim, just like in Mishnah Torah, in those first 4 chapters of Hilchos Torah, it's just dropping hints, for as far as what the real secrets are. And what I said openly is the stuff that could be, spread universally, no harm. The literal words, there's no harm in spreading it, right? I was alluding to, the hidden stuff is what's between the words, between the lines, right? Same thing in this book over here. This book is Rashi Prakim. The big secrets that I'm revealing are not being said openly, explicitly, but rather, I'm dropping hints in the direction. Do not expect from me anything more than Rashi Prakim, like the beginnings of chapters, i.e., little buzzwords that lead to a whole line of thought. That's what really in B'mamar Fi Seder V'Lobert Tzifus and Fuzim V'Ron Binyonim Acher Mimash Ani Choshev Levaer. And in even these even these buzzwords are supposed to like lead your mind in the proper direction. They are not here in this book in a set order. Everything about Hashem is in these chapters. Everything about angels. No. It's not in a particular order, and it's not even, even one topic won't be fully covered in in 2 consecutive chapters, right? Rather, I scattered these ideas. I encoded it with other things, because sometimes I'm just saying, good, simple shot in the prophecy that, because sometimes there are some prophecies, you take them literally, it sounds like God has a body, right? Or if you take them literally, it could contradict some other tenet of Judaism. So sometimes you just have to explain what these things mean, that they shouldn't be heresy by tenets of our beliefs. So the Ram sometimes just coming to say, this is how you understand it. Even the simple man should understand it this way, because to understand literally would be heresy. So encoded sometimes in that, right? Sometimes weaved within that are some more buzzwords about secrets that have to be cross-referenced with other buzzwords in a different chapter somewhere else, right? So it's all very cleverly scattered and camouflaged. What an amazing book, right? It's full of secrets, scattered and camouflaged. You know what he says from, right? Describes, my goal is that these true ideas, these deep true ideas about the nature of reality should like shine and then all of a sudden disappear. Because this book should not, and cannot go against the divine agenda. That the divine agenda wanted, these true ideas, that are complex. They're deep. They require tremendous background. These truths should not be, they shouldn't be revealed to the masses, right? As the pasuk says, the secret of Hashem is to those who fear Him. So look what an amazing thing he's saying, and how many people, you can't learn the Moreh Nevuchim with a dictionary, not even with a philosophical dictionary. This book is, he said there's a code here. There's a scattered camouflage code. And, and all of a sudden, as he describes that all of a sudden, you have like an inspiration, and you got that, you have an insight, you have an epiphany, right? You have a deep understanding of an idea, say about the secrets of creation or the secrets of how the world runs. And you learned it from this book. You learned it from the Moreh Nevuchim, and now you're going to look for the exact, page and chapter. You won't find it. You won't find it explicitly anywhere. But you got it from this book. It just appeared. But it's not in any particular chapter, because your mind assembled all the hints. I mean, if you're educated, if you're perceptive, right? Your mind, the back of your mind put it all together. And you learned it from this sefer, but you can't tell exactly where. An amazing sefer. Okay. It's Erev Shabbos, so we're gonna stop here. But at least it should whet your appetite. There's an amazing sefer, and we're gonna do our best to teach it the right way, in a way that seriousness that you have to take this book with. So keep subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, right? And and that way you'll be on top of. You'll get all notifications of whenever there's be another installment of the Moreh Nevuchim series. And now, so please subscribe. But here's another thing, okay? I want you to go to my website, and if you have time, if you don't have time, so go, go after Shabbos. There's so much, in my website on Rambam. Please go there and take advantage. evanchasia.com. Right. Right. Just go to, website and do a search for Rambam. You'll see a wealth of material turn up. Okay, that does great. We have to do other Rambam stuff while it's still the Yahrtzeit. Everyone have a wonderful Shabbos, and I'm sorry this week, there were a couple days without the Daf Yomi and Rif, which we'll make that up, Leonetta. And no, there wasn't a mimer on the parsha. I'm very sorry. I was not feeling well last night. This is Friday morning, Rambam's Yahrtzeit. But we will get back on track, right? After Shabbos, Be'ezrat Hashem. Have a wonderful Shabbos, and please try to learn a little bit of Rambam today. Maybe have a l'chaim, nishmas the Rambam. Zchut so yagen aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.